last class, I posted some various music symbols that we're getting used to and accustomed to. So I'm going to start off with the first one, and that is our staff. Alright? What we use our staff for, it's 5 lines and 4 spaces. Alright? Just 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4 spaces right in between. Okay? And what we use this for is to put whatever music we want to have written down. So instead of writing the actual notes, we're able to put a whole note and half note and quarter notes actually on these various lines and spaces that are there. Alright? A next music symbol, so this is the staff. Alright? And our next music symbol that we're going to be talking about is the bass clef. That's what it is right there. We already practiced drawing this. Alright? So I'm just going to put this up right here for right now. But what we actually use the bass clef for is whenever we want to write music on the lower half of the keyboard, for example over here. You hear how that sounds. It sounds a bit lower than as opposed to this side. Alright? So whenever we want to write music on the lower portion, we use this staff in place and we write the music on the staff. We use this treble clef in place and we write the music on the staff. Alright? So now the next clef that I want to talk to you guys about is the treble clef. Alright? And as opposed to the bass clef that we use for writing the lower notes, we use this to write the middle range notes and the notes that are a bit higher. Alright? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put this right here so it can match up with those rest of lines. Alright? So now when we put this treble clef here on a staff, now this gives these lines and spaces notes. Alright? And the notes are the simple alphabet that we use: E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Alright? So it's our normal alphabet. We start from A and we go to G. That's how it is basically. Alright? So just let me put this up here so it can start making some sense. So this turns to E. Alright? So the first line turns to E. This turns to F. Alright? This turns to G. The next line turns to G. This turns to A. The space here. This turns to... oh wait, I was skipping one. This turns to B. That next line right there. And then this turns to C. Alright, the next line turns to D. The last space turns to E. Alright? And this final one, the final line all the way to the top. What's the next letter that comes after E in the alphabet? F. So this one turns to F. Alright? And if you look closely at it, it shows that on the lines, alright, so these lines specifically is E, G, B, D, and F. Alright? And we are able to remember that by using a simple phrase: every good boy does fine. E for every, G for good, B for boy, D for does, and F for fine. Alright? So that's what those lines make. Every good boy does fine. And if we play that on our piano, it would be... alright? Every good boy does fine. That's how it sounds. And then the spaces in between here that I was telling you guys about, this makes F, the first one, A, C, E. And that spells face. So we can remember this by every good boy does fine, the lines, and the space spells face. And if we place face, it is... oh wow. That is phase, all right? And the next one is every good boy does fine, all right? But if you notice, these are actually right after each other, because if, for example, if we start from here, this is just A, then the line is B, then the space is C, then the line is D, then it's E, then it's F. So it's our normal alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, all right? And that is how simple it is. And after F, it's the same thing back down here. We go to G, and we don't go any farther in the music. All right? So once again, when we're ready to put a note or something that we play on this, up here, this is what we use. And the same way how we have these notes up here, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and F, we also have it here, and it's the same exact thing. So if we play E here, we're able to put a note on that E that we played there. If we play G here, all right, we're able to put a note here on that G. If we play it for longer, it shows, and it depends on what kind of note we want to put, all right? So if we put a longer note, and we're gonna play it longer, and if we put a shorter note, we're gonna play it shorter, all right? So let me just explain a bit more about that. So since we already know that on our staff here we have, this is what notes is for, the lines and the spaces, we're able to put our notes. So now we know our various notes, all right? And this one, which note is this? This is none other than a whole note, all right? So now if we put this whole note anywhere on this staff, all right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this whole note on G. I'm gonna put it on the G line, all right? If we put that whole note on the G line now, that means whenever we play this, we hold it for 4 beats, because that's how long G is for. So we listen to our time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is how it works, all right? So since G is up here and this is a whole note, when we come to our keyboard or our recorder or whatever it is that we're playing, we hold it for the amount of time that it's on there. So if I look up at that and I see that, okay, that is a whole note, and it's on which line is it? Is it on the E line? Is it on the G line? Is it on the B line? It's on the G line, all right? We know we blow a whole note or play a whole note for as long as 4 beats. So if I was to come on my recorder now, and I'm supposed to blow the same thing that is up there, what I would do, I would come B, A, G, I find G on my recorder, and just like how I played it on this, I listen to my metronome, 2, 3, 4, and stop. That's how simple it is. And this is how we use music to write down the notes on our staffs. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to play a phrase. I'm going to put a next G here. Alright, and then I'm going to put, what I want to do, I'll put 2 more notes here. Alright, it's a D and a D. And then, what am I going to do now? I'm going to put lastly 2 more notes here on the E. Alright. Alright. And lastly, I'll put this one right here. I'm running out of space on my staff, but we know that this is a D. So I'll put that one right there for D. So remember, these are for 4 beats. So I have to play them for a count of 4. So if I go back to my metronome, remember we use music by beats and not seconds. So depending on how fast these ticks are playing, that would be how long we would hold the note 4. So if it's playing slow like this, alright, if it's playing slow like that, we hold it for 4 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that's how simple it is. So now guys, if I want to play this that is up there, what I would do to play that would be by using my metronome. It would be G, G again, and then I go to D, D again, and then E, 2, 3, 4, E. Alright, so it lasts for an entire amount of 4 beats. Okay guys, so now since I know that and that's for a whole note, I can come here and on this staff I can draw a next treble clef, and we already know what notes this is: E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and F. Alright, and I can come and I can put this same phrase but with some different notes. So I can take now this note and I can put it on the staff. So I'll put it on the same note. So G, if I want to know which one is G, I remember every good boy does fine. So G for good. So I put the first one here, my first half note there, put my next half note right after where the next one is. Put my next half note there. G to D, and then we have 2 on E. So you see when it's on the spaces guys, it doesn't really touch the lines at all, you know, and it's not on the line. When it's on the line, it's actually like right there on that line, and you can see that it's clearly on the line and isn't missing the line at all. Alright, and I'm gonna put this last one waiting for it to stick. Yeah, I'll put this last one on what I said, on D. Alright, so now since I have put these whole half notes, on these on the staff here, it becomes G, G, that's a D, D, E, E, D. And we know that the difference between a whole note and a half note is that a whole note lasts for 4 beats, so we would have to listen 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. As compared to a half note, it only lasts for 2. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Alright? So now if we come to our instrument of choice, it can be a recorder, a piano, a harp, whatever we want to use. So what should I use? I'll use, I don't know what sound to use guys. Alright, I'll use a guitar sound. Alright, I'm gonna hold each of these for 2. So if I go back to my metronome, 2, 3, 4. Alright, if I go back to my metronome guys, 1 second. Alright, and it's too slow. Like if we listen to this, it's too slow. 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's kind of too slow. Alright, so what I can do, I go to my metronome and I speed this up. Alright, because I want it to play faster, and that's what they basically do when they're building a song. They either speed up the song or they slow it down, and when they do that, that tells, alright, it's gonna be either 2 ticks or 4 ticks. Alright, so the ticks are either longer or shorter, but it remains the same. So now if I want to play this on my piano first, I would do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, So each one of them lasts for 2 beats. So 2 of these ticks that we're hearing. Let's try it again. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Alright? And that's how long it lasts for. So now if I want to play this on my recorder now, I'm also able to play the same thing. So I'll try it after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'm holding it for 2 beats. Alright? So now let's stop that and we'll try this last one now. So I'm going to put it on this one. Draw next treble clef here. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put these kind of notes. Quarter notes. Alright. One of my personal favorites. So I'm going to put it on the same notes. We know that is for G. Alright. That is for G. This one is for the D. 2 on D. Two more on E. Alright. And the last one right here, that's gonna go on D again. Alright, so now we know that the quarter notes, the whole notes first of all, let's talk about the whole notes first. We know that the whole notes are 4 beats. Alright, and then after the whole notes, which is for 4 beats, we have the half notes, which lasts for 2 beats. So now we're here at quarter notes. And does anyone know how long does a quarter note last for? How many beats? Alright, so if you said 1 beat, you got it correct. A quarter note lasts for 1 beat. So when we come to our ticks, that means we're going to be changing the note on every single one of the ticks. So let's go after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, G, D, D, E, E, D. That's basically how it is. Alright? Compared to this one, which would have been G, G, D, D, E, E, D. For 2. Or this one, which would have been a whole of 4. G. Woo, my paper is falling down. Alright, but we got the idea. So it would have lasted for an entire amount of 4 beats. So now if I come to this one, which we're currently at right now, and I want to play that one, what I would do is this. So after 4, we always start after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And does that phrase sound familiar in any kind of way? Let's use a different sound. I'm going to use a piano sound now. I'll try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright? So now if we would like, we would be able to continue that. We would be able to continue that if we want to. Alright? And play it a bit more. And finish the phrase, because by now I believe everyone should know what that is. This song is a very favorite, Twinkle Twinkle. Alright? So now, even on the recorder, any instrument, guitar, piano, bass, I can still play this same phrase right here, which is the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. That's what it is. Alright? So now if I want, I can play it on my recorder as well, which is also the same note. So I'm going to go ahead and play it, and remember, each one lasts for only 1 beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is how simple it is, okay guys?